Antony is out of the Rio Betis game, plus Anton Martial. They've not traveled to Rio Betis to play the game of football that is going to be happening in Spain, that is on Thursday. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? Eric Ten Hag is gonna to address a press conference today, and he has hinted about what we call the team news of United, and obviously Garnacho update about his injury has been issued. And lastly, I'm going to reveal to you the traveling squad that is now already in Rio Betis and getting ready to take part in training or filling the stadium of Rio Betis down in Spain. Rokan David is my name. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, you already know that Sabitzer trained or took part in training today with Manchester United and is ready for the game of Rio Betis, and that acted as a very huge boost as United saw themselves miss Casemiro in the games that we are going to play on Sunday and the three others that we're going to play after the international break. But another injury blow is about Antony, a player that is really one of those players that at least you'd love to have him on the bench, or his availability makes impact, because he's one of those players that always looks for what we call a way of really breaking through that right attacking side of the midfield. That is Anthony Santos. As it stands, we've been told by Manchester United we've been told by Eric Ten Hag that Antony is ill. We have options, and we will see tomorrow. We have Elanga, Bruno, and Pelestri. Now, as it stands, I'm really baffled about the injuries and the illness that Antony is always really getting. I think ever since the season started, he has gone ahead to have close to 5 or 6 types of injuries, and maybe otherwise. Every time Eric Ten Hag talks about injury, he's hinting about having tried to suspend a player, but not coming out in the media to really talk about it publicly. But it looks like every player that happens to be out, Ten Hag says that the player is injured. I remember even, he says that the player is ill. He's not saying the player is injured. I remember even when Jadon Sancho, after playing against Chelsea and played 53 minutes, then the manager said he's ill. Yet we knew later that he was sent to Netherlands to train from there because he was really going through rehabilitation means. So every time I hear that a player is ill, it beats my understanding. And I think otherwise, I'm not really trying to come here to not agree with what Eric Ten Hag is saying, but I find it unusual for every week to be having players who are really ill. That's it. On Sunday, we had Sabitzer, we had Lindelof. Those were ill. That's it. And today, we are having Antony's ill. So, I think, let's think as the manager is really telling us, but these illnesses that are going to see Antony back, I think sometimes all about these players being suspended or being punished by the manager for having really broken the disciplinary rules that he sets for the club of Manchester United. But on the other side, that is good. I think, however much it really sounds bad that Garnacho and Antony are really out, I think it gives Pelestri a chance to prove himself in the eyes of Eric Ten Hag. He has a very huge chance to play in the next games, if at all he really keeps himself fit and obviously goes ahead to really deliver on the field of play. For deliverancy, I have no doubt on the player. The player is really talented, and I think he has all what it takes to go all out and thrive at Manchester United. Though a plan is they want to loan him in the summer, but I think if at all he uses this time very well, you get the game against Rio Betis, the game against Fulham, then he goes to the international break and plays for Uruguay, then he returns in the game of Newcastle, Brentford, Everton. I think he can really give Erik ten Hag a very good picture and give him a message that, please, I want to stay at Manchester United and play the game. I want to play the game because it's all about me playing the game, and that's what I love, and I love to be playing for Manchester United. And secondly, we might find out that even Antony has been called that he's ill for Erik ten Hag not to see him go to play for the Brazilian national team, because he believes that these players might go out and really come out injured, because most of the players of United are going on international duty. You get? Luke Shaw, Malacia, Lisandro Martinez, Lindelof, Harry Maguire, Casemiro, Fred, Bruno Fernandes, Sabitzer, Antony. I think Marcus Rashford will go. Pelestri will go. Garnacho has just missed out because of injury, would have gone to. Elanga will go. I think very many players are really going to leave the club of Manchester United to go out and really find themselves playing for their respective national teams. So it might be that he doesn't want him to go and is saying that he's ill. And let's wait and see on Sunday if at all he will be up for selection in the game of Fulham FA Cup quarter-final tie. But I believe very many chances are that this player is going to come up and really show off when we are playing Fulham. That's it. So after that, we all know that Garnacho is really out, and Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to issue some huge statements about Alejandro Garnacho, and the injury update has been given to us about Alejandro Garnacho. Firstly, he said the following, that of course it's difficult, he's making great progress, he was selected for the national team. It was a great moment for him. He's in a very developmental phase, and you don't want to disrupt the process. And for that, he's 100% right. This boy is in a developmental process, and you don't want to really interrupt it. And the injury has gone ahead to disrupt it, but I know he's going to come back strong and better, according to Erik ten Hag. Now, he went ahead and told us that Garnacho has to deal with this blow, with this hard blow, invest himself to come back before the end of the season, because there is still a lot to play for, and so he needs to be ready as soon as possible. So he loves the player, and this injury comes in at a very bad point. Why? Ten Hag had just talked to him that you've proved to me that you can come on as an impactful substitute, and now it's time for you to prove to me that you can play 90 minutes and really offer in both halves. And he did that well. He did that very well in the game of West Ham, because he scored the winner in the 90th minute for Manchester United. So to me, I really come to understand that Erik ten Hag had gotten all the required belief into the player known as Garnacho, and he wanted him to be part of the United squad for the remaining games of the season. And I think it's really a very huge blow. He said, I can't say exactly when Garnacho will be back. It will take weeks. It is a serious injury. Once again, after Christian Eriksen, you have a serious injury after a contract. And talking about the contract and the injury, obviously, he has to go ahead and really put out that loud, because we got the same injury to Eriksen. We suffered the same injury to Eriksen after that sort of injury, after that sort of foul. And again, Garnacho has found himself down like that. So it is really a very bad season for Erik ten Hag, that he is not going to be having players. As others are coming back, others are getting injured. As well come back Antony Martial, Lindelof, and Marcel Sabitzer. Guess who is injured? Alejandro Garnacho is injured. Antony is injured. So it looks like we'll never have fully fit players at the club of Manchester United in a full squad. But obviously, he went ahead to let us know about when this player is expected to be back at Manchester United. And Ten Hag said, Garnacho will be back before the end of the season. We need to get him back as soon as possible, and we hope he's ready. That's him. So I think it's confirmed to us that he's going to be back before the end of the season. And yesterday I told you that Garnacho has been given 6 weeks. They've given Alejandro Garnacho 6 weeks to recover and obviously come back and play for the team of Manchester United. That means at the end of April, that's when we expect Alejandro Garnacho to return. But it's a very huge loss. If I've been enjoying how this young boy has been playing, he's really a joy to watch. He keeps us on the edges of our seats. And he's one of those players that you love to see coming on. And even when he started to start these games, he was going to hate to impact them. So Facundo Pellistri has himself a very huge chance to represent at the club of Manchester United and do the needful. Now, allow me to throw you into the squad of United that traveled to Rio Betis. Goalkeepers, David De Gea, Tom Heaton, Butland. Defenders, Dallo, Lindelof, Harry Maguire, Malacia, Martinez, Shaw, Varane, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Midfielders, Casemiro, Bruno, Fred, McTominay, Sabitzer. Good to see Sabitzer back. Forwards, Elanga, Pellistri, Rashford, Sancho, Wout Weghorst. So, Anton Martial is yet not included into the squad that traveled to Spain, but obviously you know that it's what it is, and he is really injured and trying to come back from the injury. So, let's wait and see how that's going to happen. So, that means if Antony is out, I think Sancho is starting tomorrow. Sancho is starting tomorrow away at Rio Betis, because I think Pellistri might come on through later. But again, Erik ten Hag can shock us and really play with Pellistri and really give him his full debut for Manchester United away from home. So your thoughts onto Antony out of the Betis game are welcome in the comment section below. What are your thoughts about the Garnacho injury update as revealed by Erik ten Hag? And what do you think about the squad that has traveled down to Rio Betis in Spain to play into the second leg of the UEFA Europa League that saw us win the first one by 4-1, giving us a 3-goal difference as we go away to Spain and play against a 5th place team in the La Liga. Rokan David remains my name. Your thoughts are welcome in the comment section below. And Rokan David remains my name. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly. I'm out. See you later.